Hi, my name is Mike Jones. I own Kingston Commercial Real Estate. I've owned it for about, 25 years or so. I met Todd several years ago. He and I kind of collaborate on different things. I'm in the commercial world, he's in the residential world. I've kind of watched him grow, quite honestly. I've watched him really embrace technology, and we've been hearing all about it for a number of years. I was one of those guys who's just a little bit smarter than everybody else and thought I could and should do it myself. I do own a commercial real estate company. We do commercial property management, and how hard can it be with residential? I own a dozen or so rental houses, and the principles are the same. But what Todd showed us and what DKRentals showed us is there are different forms, there are different formats, there are different techniques. It is, I would say, much more regimented. I would say it's much more black and white. I would say it's much more form-driven. I ran into a little problem, and literally I haven't had this problem in 25 years, but I took some shortcuts. I blame myself 100% for this. I got a little lazy on the processes up front, the screening processes. I put a tenant in a building in a house that I really shouldn't have, and it was a nightmare from day one. I sought medical treatment from Todd and from DKRentals, and I would tell you that DKRentals, they had their act together. I will say this, in hindsight, this problem would not have existed had I employed them and engaged them early on. But I made some mistakes. I allowed a certain tenant to be occupying the building, the house that shouldn't have, and I paid the price. Quite honestly, I paid it in a number of ways, in terms of damages, in terms of legal fees, in terms of blood pressure and stress. In any case, that was our first exposure to DKRentals. They came in, they basically saved the day. They said, Mike, relax, we'll take care of it from here, and they did. I can tell you from a personal standpoint, my blood pressure and that of my wife's probably went down when DKRentals got involved. They handled it professionally, they handled it legally, they handled it, I would say, very cost effectively in getting the bad tenants out. They were better on the inspections, they were better on the forms and formats, they were better on photographs, and when it came time to go to court, they had their act together. It was absolutely a no-brainer as the court system saw it. We got an injunction for whatever that's worth, and we got the tenant evicted. We also have some legalese that have kind of come to fruition. All that is to say, and I certainly would wish that on no landlord, that I have learned my lesson the hard way. I've paid for it probably 10 times over. We employ DKRentals today, A, to avoid the problem, and B, to kind of reduce my personal stress. I've got plenty of things to do in the commercial world, and I really don't belong in the residential world, even though I own a number of rental houses on the side, kind of as part of my retirement plan. The two worlds, while very similar and having the same principles, they do not overlap 100%. And for the little bit of cost that I pay DKRentals on a monthly basis, it is absolutely worth it to me. Farm that work out. For the monthly costs that we're paying, particularly in relationship to the amount of rent, it is also a safety net. They cover the owner's interest better than I was ever covering it for myself. And I say that from a legalistic standpoint. I'm confident that one problem avoided in over a course of 10 years would pay for the fees that I'm paying to DKRentals. I know the owner of DKRentals. I will tell you that I know him personally. I have been with him on personal levels. I trust him. I know the staff. I trust them. They are the kind of people that I would hang around with and do hang around with on a personal level anyway, and could not say enough good things about DKRentals.